I'm going to warn y'all now, these TikTok conspiracy theories around the Super Bowl mostly revolve around Taylor Swift for whatever reason, and you're about to see why. Let's watch.
Right-wing influencers are pushing a conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are Democratic puppets. They claim the relationship is an artificial ploy to help Democrats in the coming election, and that NFL games were rigged to get Kelce into the Super Bowl. Even former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy has promoted the idea, but many voters aren't buying it.
Don't believe everything you hear or read on the internet.
We interviewed dozens of Trump supporters who aren't sold on the idea.
Crazy. There are too many conspiracy theories, and that one's got to be one of the strangest ones out there.
I really don't believe in it. I thought that relationship was like for real, for real.
Even Trump's GOP rival, Nikki Haley, dismissed it.
To have a conspiracy theory of all of this is bizarre. Nobody knows who she's going to endorse. I can't believe that that's overtaken our national politics.
Swift entered the political fray in 2018 when she endorsed a Democratic candidate from Tennessee. And 2 years later, she endorsed Biden for president. But Swift hasn't weighed in 2024, and Travis Kelce isn't political.
Before I share with you all my opinions on all this stuff, let's watch a little bit more because this goes way beyond political. This also enters the spiritual realm, the demonic world, and things get crazy.
I was born on the 13th. I turned 13 on Friday the 13th. My first album went gold in the US in 13 weeks. Every time I've won an award at an award show, I've been seated in row M, which is the 13th letter, or like the 13th seat, or the 13th row, or the 13th section. It's really a good number.
13, Taylor's lucky number, which bodes very well for the Chiefs.
Super Bowl 58, 5 plus 8 is 13. February 11th, 2-11
Oh my
is
God.
13. Versus the 49ers, 4-9.
Oh my God!
13. 1 seed versus 3 seed, 13.
Oh my God!
Brock Purdy's jersey
Anyone's
number.
putting money on the Niners at this point?
Yeah.
You're fighting God. You're fighting God herself.
They are literally mocking y'all. Right after the Super Bowl, Joe Biden's official account, his official account, posted just like we drew it up. It posted this picture. And now if you go back, they took it down like it never even happened. We also had Taylor Swift and her friends literally doing magic spells on the people there. Look at Taylor's left hand. And then look up here, you have this little spicy spice flashing an upside down cross. I mean, really, what else would you expect? And this is Kanye West mocking Christ while watching the Super Bowl. He sure is not walking like a Christian. And would you look at this? We have Twitter's Jack Dorsey hanging out with Jay-Z, a high-ranking warlock, and Beyonce, a high-ranking witch. We had this clock behind me literally combust into flames. Like, get it? The time is up, and then when it's up, it just turns into flames, like everything's about to burn. Just like we drew it up. This needs no words. Look how demonic. This, I don't even need words for this. But again, just how we drew it up. Before I leave, let me blow your mind real quick. You see the shadow beside Joe's head? Let me zoom it in real quick. It's Satan.
What? Joe Biden's Twitter account really tweet this? Just how we drew it up? With him looking evil? Like, there's no way. Did this really happen? Y'all sit tight because this stuff just keeps getting juicier and juicier. But before we move on to the next clip, I'm happy to announce that this video is sponsored by none other than my favorite men's face care brand, Teej Henley. You've been thinking about taking better care of your skin, but you have no idea where to start. Look no further. I got the answer for you. Teej Henley. This is what I've been using for the past 3 years to make my skin look as good as it does for a 36-year-old man. I know I don't look like it, but hey, you know, you feel me? Anyway, I recommend y'all start with that level 1 system that gives you everything that you need and nothing that you don't. Inside, you get the daily face wash. You get an AM moisturizer with SPF 20. You also get a PM moisturizer to keep your face hydrated throughout the night. And my favorite, the 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get all that dirt, buildup, and grime out of your pores. Now, I know having a skincare regimen as a man doesn't seem like a must. I used to think the same way too, but I cannot begin to express just how much my confidence has improved now that my skin has cleared up. And if you can't take my word for it, head over there to their website. They got over 5,000 5-star reviews from customers all around the world. And because you're watching this video, they're offering you guys a great deal. Just click that link down below and you get 30% off your first order and a free gift. Click that link right now and get started today.
So Taylor Swift is finally showing you guys who she truly is, and you're still not paying attention, huh? She literally called herself a witch in this tweet. Billboard chart.
Whoa. Wait, what are you saying, my guy? What are you saying? Hold on. Let me go back and read this tweet. You can't just say she said that and not read it to us. What will she say? She says, witches be like, sometimes I just want to listen to music while pining away, soaking, staring out the window. It's just me. I'm witches. Never fear. The Willow Lonely Witch remix is here. Okay, yeah, she definitely called herself a witch.
Tweet. Billboard chart says this is a song for all the lonely witches. Y'all think they're just putting on an artistic act? This woman was on tour going state to state doing live rituals on stage.
That's crazy.
And nobody's paying attention to it, huh?
That's crazy.
That brainwash.
Pitchforks and proof, their receipts and reasons. They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. And light me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a serpent behind her.
Right.
Y'all waking up yet? Last week's sweetheart has turned to this week's witch.
Whoa, that's a devil.
In that video, she was acting like she was in hell. So yeah, last week's sweetheart has turned to this week's witch in hell. But are you catching on yet? So a witch in front of a serpent. Let's go deeper, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it interesting that Taylor Swift looks exactly like Zena LaVey?
Literally, like they're twins.
Who is Zena LaVey, you might ask? She's Anton LaVey's daughter. Anton LaVey was the founder of the Satanic Church. And his daughter, Zena LaVey, was a high priestess for Satan. Safe to say she was a witch. Oh, how the resemblance is remarkable.
Crazy.
So America's Sweetheart blew up being America's Sweetheart.
Was she reincarnated into Taylor Swift? Wait, is she still alive?
But now she's trying to make it cool to be a witch. Why is that? Well, I said it before, you do not get this big without certain contracts being signed. They got her right where they wanted her just so they can turn her around so she can manipulate the youth. The kids love Taylor Swift.
Yes, they do.
But instead of being a great role model that she built her fan base off of, now she wants to be a witch. Y'all see the switch? And this isn't something new. Billie Eilish with children. Building a fan base with children. Then all of a sudden she made a song called All the Good Girls Go to Hell. Now this is your Billie. Now this is your Billie. And all the brainwash would call it artistic. Lil Nas X built a fan base off of children. They blew this man up out of nowhere. Then what happened? Out of nowhere, he switched. Next thing we know, he's sliding from heaven into hell.
Right.
Even gave him his own satanic shoe.
They didn't give him that shoe. He took that shoe. Nike was very upset with him for really branding what evil, demonic agenda that he had using their brand, because Nike didn't approve of this.
Add 666 on them. Also Luke 10:18, the verse in the Bible where Satan fell like lightning. So do you guys see the comparison? Do you guys see the pattern? Do you guys see who they're after? They're after the youth.
Because what? Manipulate their mind, get them to think and believe a certain thing when they're young, and that's what's gonna stick with them?
Because if they can control the youth, they can control the future. Y'all might have thought she was America's sweetheart, but my Bible says even Satan himself masquerades like an angel of light. Stop listening to these artists and stop letting your children listen to these artists. Little do you know, you are allowing demonic spirits to come into your household. Because when you play that nonsense, you are coming into agreement with that nonsense. Your eyes and your ears are portals. What you let into them is what you're coming into agreement with. 2024, let's be smarter. Let's be more wise. If it's not glorifying God, cut it off.
He said some things right there that hold so much truth, something that you can't sleep on, something that everyone needs to be aware of, and that's the fact that the information that you take in, the lyrics from these songs, You can't just pass them off as being like, oh, I know right from wrong, I know good from bad. I'm just gonna take this music with a grain of salt and not let it dictate my actions moving forward or in my life, period. But your subconscious is what controls you. If you're feeding this nonsense into your mind over and over, day by day, then it will program your subconscious to think and believe a certain thing, even though you think that you're against it. Be careful. It's a dangerous game to play with. And they know if they can get the kids, they will win that game.
Alright guys, so I'm not one to follow conspiracy theories or anything like that, but this is a little too obvious and it's kind of insane. So as you can see, Ice Spice is at the Super Bowl and they keep putting her up on camera, and I can't help but notice that she has this weird necklace on, right? Now, I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but is that an upside down cross, bro?
Bro, you can't tell me it's not. That is definitely an upside down cross.
It breaks my heart because I love Ice Spice. Like, I actually enjoy her music. Like, as you guys see here, they're at the game right now. They keep showing her on, and I swear that's an upside down cross. And what I'm about to show you is actually the scariest one. This is where I was like, hold up, something isn't right. All right, so this is a video of somebody at the Super Bowl while Taylor Swift is taking a drink. Right, so if you see it, you just see Taylor Swift chugging a drink. Everyone's going crazy, right? But if you zoom into Ice Spice, like, look, again, I'm not a crazy conspiracy theory guy. Guys, look what she does with her hands. Bro, she's legit throwing up. That, I'm pretty sure, is a satanic hand gesture. And then she throws up her upside down cross necklace. This is just sad, bro. This is honestly sad, man.
It's almost like they told Ice Spice to do that. Like, hey, you're going to be on camera a lot, and when you see yourself on that big old screen, we're going to need you to throw up those devil horns and flash that upside down crucifix that's hanging from your neck. Weird.
Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting.
He then played a clip from this 2019 International Conference on Cyber Conflict to back up his claim.
So I include Taylor Swift in here because she's, she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
However, the woman in the clip shown indeed does not work for the Pentagon, as Fox's Waters said. She was a researcher at Johns Hopkins at the time, and was giving a presentation about how influential people can combat misinformation online. Days after he made the allegation, a Pentagon spokesperson denied the claim, using Taylor Swift lyrics to respond saying, quote, "As for this conspiracy, we're going to shake it off." Swift endorsed Biden in 2020 and urged her followers to register to vote. This is also being used by many online to inform their conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift. They see her relationship with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce and the media focus on their relationship as reason to believe she's being used as a psyop to rig the Super Bowl and influence Americans to vote for Joe Biden this November. Then this past Monday, former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy wrote on X, quote, "I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month. And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially culturally propped up couple this fall."
The fact that this man was right goes to show you he's somebody on the inside. He knows some stuff. He has some information. See, all these conspiracy theories around this aren't theories. They've proven to be facts.
I know why the Super Bowl conspiracy was wrong. Do you? The Super Bowl logos correctly predicted the past 2 years of Super Bowls. They had the colors of the teams that were in the Super Bowls, and the correct winners were on the bottom of the logos. Yes, we had a very popular video go off explaining that. This year's was supposed to be the 49ers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, yes. So it was supposed to be red and purple, and the Ravens lost. The reason why it's wrong is because it's a leap year. Well, okay, wait, where are you going? Space and time has control over everything, and I think that the leap year messed up the Super Bowl conspiracy. Brian, this sounds ridiculous. I have proof. This is ridiculous. I have proof. Okay, what proof can you show me? 2024 is a leap year. The last leap year was 2020. Yes, it's every 4 years. You know what happened in 2020? What happened? It was Chiefs versus 49ers in the Super Bowl. Oh. So the Chiefs won that year. Okay, it goes deeper. All right, does it? The presidential election was that year, and it was Trump versus Biden. This year is the same exact presidential election. Okay, that is deeper. And Biden won the presidential election. Okay, so I'm predicting if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, Bowl, Joe Biden will be the president. If the 49ers win, I think Donald Trump will be the president.
This is how far we're going?
This is how deep I'm going.
We're going this far in this
It makes sense.
Oh no, please don't let Biden win again. Look, that's the most political thing you have ever heard me say on this channel, and probably the most political thing you will ever hear me say on this channel. Gosh.
We need to talk about the Super Bowl, and I'm not going to say that it's rigged, but...
Rigged. Rigged is what she spelled out for those in the back that's not paying attention. Shit, I would say that it is. All these dang on sports are. Football, basketball, I don't know about soccer.
I'm going to make a lot of points so that you guys can decide for yourself. There has been a lot of talk lately about how the Super Bowl logo has predicted the teams that will play, because the colors depicted in the logos for the past few years have corresponded to the colors of the teams. A lot of people thought that the Ravens were going to play the 49ers this year because the logo was purple and red, and because a news station near Seattle posted a headline on January 18th saying that the Baltimore Ravens are going to play the 49ers in the Super Bowl. This was before the second rounds of the playoffs even started, so how did they know who was going to play in the Super Bowl?
They knew because of this, more than likely. I want y'all to pay attention to everything that's being said here. They knew more than likely because of this right here. People using this as the determining factor of who's going to be in the Super Bowl. They're using that as a prediction, right?
Before the second rounds of the playoffs. The headline. There was also a creator who posted a flyer that he found at a Dave & Buster's saying that there's going to be a Super Bowl watch party for the Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers. However, the Super Bowl logo, the news headline, and the Dave & Buster's flyer were all proven wrong when the Chiefs beat the Ravens and made it to the Super Bowl instead. So are people just overanalyzing things too much so that they can prove that the Super Bowl is scripted? Or did enough people catch on that the NFL had to change the script at the last second so that they wouldn't prove all the predictions right?
That's what it is. That's what I believe it is. Enough people caught on, so they had to change the script so that people wouldn't be, oh, this is proof that what we thought, the conspiracy, is real.
Because imagine if the Ravens and the 49ers actually ended up at the Super Bowl after millions of people were expecting it. Or did the NFL know that the internet was going to go wild when they saw the logo and they saw the news headline so that everybody would think it's scripted just so they can turn around and prove that it's not by having the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
Exactly.
In my opinion, that was the plan this entire time. They are not going to miss out on the financial opportunity of having Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce at the Super Bowl. They have been hyping this relationship up the entire time for this moment. At one point, literally every single news channel and fact checker was talking about the logo prediction because that's what they wanted people focused on. They wanted people to think that they had it all figured out and that the 49ers were going to play the Ravens at the Super Bowl. But the Ravens were never going to play the 49ers. It was always going to be the Chiefs. And bear with me because I have a lot to cover, and I'm going to tell you why I think this. Since the relationship of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift started last June, Taylor Swift has racked in over $330 million for the NFL. I'm not saying that I think that the entire relationship between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is fake, but what better way to promote the Super Bowl than to have the biggest pop star in the entire world date one of the players on the playing teams? This entire relationship has been incredibly hyped up every single day on every single news channel since the start of it. And if you remember, right after they started dating, Kelce was featured in a commercial for promoting the you-know-what, one of the most controversial subjects of our time. As soon as I saw this commercial, I knew that this relationship wasn't just a relationship. They are going to use Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for their influence as much as they can. Because why wouldn't they? You're probably wondering, who is they? Who is using Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift to promote anything or influence anybody? Well, let's look into it. The top 3 shareholders of PFI, I'm not going to say it because I don't want this video, but they are Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. If you know anything about these brands, you know that they are each the top shareholder of each other and essentially one huge entity. They own an overwhelming majority of the brands that we see on a daily basis. I have a ton of other videos about them if you want to learn more in-depth information. Now, before Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift started dating, his name was never really searched on Google. This is a chart on Google Trends, and the red line is his name being searched. this is when they started dating. And as you can see, his name was searched so many more times than it was previously. This was also right around the time when that commercial came out that I was just talking about. Clearly, they used his newfound publicity to promote their you-know-what. Now, what the heck does that have to do with the Super Bowl? Well, other than the NFL itself, there are many other companies and businesses that benefit financially from the Super Bowl, obviously. We've got the broadcasters, which this year the Super Bowl will be shown on CBS and Paramount Plus, which both CBS and Paramount Plus are owned by Paramount Global. And the top shareholders of Paramount Global are Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock, and Berkshire Hathaway, which the top shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway is also Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. So not only do they own the company that used Travis Kelce's newfound publicity from the Taylor Swift relationship to promote their product, but they also own the broadcasting companies that broadcast the Super Bowl and bring in millions.
Let me just say this right quick. I got shares in all them companies, so they making me money too, baby. Yeah.
Aside from the NFL and the broadcasters, the advertisers who advertise during the Super Bowl also bring in a huge amount of cash. I found a list of the advertisers so far that will be advertising during the Super Bowl, and here are some of them. We've got Doritos, which Doritos are owned by Frito-Lay, which is owned by Pepsi. And the top 3 shareholders of Pepsi are Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. We've got DoorDash as another advertiser during the Super Bowl, whose top shareholder is Vanguard. We've got Elf Cosmetics, whose top shareholder is also Vanguard. Then we have Hellmann's, who is also advertising during the Super Bowl, which Hellmann's is owned by Unilever, whose top shareholder is also Vanguard. We have Lindt, whose top shareholder is also Vanguard. We have Mountain Dew, who is owned by PepsiCo, who is owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. We have Oreo, whose parent company is Mondelez International. And the top shareholders of Mondelez is Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. The last one that I'm going to talk about is Pringles, who is also advertising during the Super Bowl. And Pringles is owned by Kellogg's, who, aside from the Kellogg Foundation Trust, is also owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. I could literally go on and on about these advertisers and who own them, but I think that you see the pattern, hopefully. Aside from the broadcasters and the advertisers advertising during the Super Bowl, we also have the betting companies who tremendously benefit financially from the Super Bowl. An estimated $1.3 billion will be spent on betting on the Super Bowl this year. And here is a list of the top Super Bowl betting websites, which the number one betting website is BetMGM. BetMGM is owned by MGM, and MGM's top shareholders are Vanguard and BlackRock. The second top betting website is Caesars.
Yo, this girl did her research.
And the top shareholder of Caesars Entertainment is Vanguard. We have...
Bro, they're just circulating money right back into themselves, man. God, these 3 top investors, they're just making so much money off of this, using all their little pieces of the puzzle till it's ridiculous.
We have DraftKings, third on the list, whose top shareholder is Vanguard and BlackRock. Again, I could go on and on, but as you can see, the same entity is benefiting financially from the advertising, the broadcasting, and the betting of the Super Bowl. Given that they have already used Travis Kelce to promote their you-know-what, and that Taylor Swift has already racked in hundreds of millions of dollars for the NFL, do you really think that they would miss out on the opportunity of having both Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? No. They're going to make sure that the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl so that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will be there. And that is exactly what happened. They own the news channels that hype up the relationship between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and they own the fact checkers that tell us that it's all just a conspiracy, that the Super Bowl is rigged, and that they're using this relationship to further promote it. I could literally probably make a 30-minute video about how the Super Bowl is just used to manipulate us and distract us from what's actually important in the world, or the fact that it supports the satanic agenda with Rihanna's Illuminati halftime show, or Damar Hamlin's extremely blasphemous jacket after millions of people prayed for him and now he's mocking Jesus, or even the FEMA camp halftime show of 2022. You can't tell me that that is not a resemblance. That is for a much more in-depth video. It is all connected. Look into things.
Yo, she did her research. That might have been the video of all the videos in this clip, in this compilation, Wow.
After watching tonight's Super Bowl, I have many more questions and concerns than I did before. As we all know, the Super Bowl was played in Las Vegas, known as Sin City. Now, a lot of people knew that Taylor Swift would be joining the Kelce family, the Mahomes, and other family members of the Kansas City Chiefs players, but people couldn't really figure out why Ice Spice was in attendance.
Right.
Now, throughout the evening, these two entertainers were shown multiple times on the television, and one moment in particular has everybody asking, what did we just watch take place? During the game, they made it a point to show Taylor Swift on the Jumbotron. And I want you to take a look at Ice Spice. What is she doing up here? This is the same video, and you can see she's doing something here with her hands. And somebody posted that it looks like she's summoning some sort of entity during the Super Bowl with these hand gestures and then holding up this cross. It's very weird. Now, this entire lead-up has been very weird, especially with the number 13, as we saw that total for the score at halftime. And there were many other references to the number 13 leading up to this big game. The fact that it's February 2 plus 11 is 13. It's the 58th Super Bowl. 5 plus 8 is 13. It took Taylor Swift 13 hours to fly over here. Her favorite number is 13. The 49ers, 4 plus 9 is 13. The Niners were the 1 seed. The Chiefs were the 3. That's another 13. This is the 13th game that Taylor is going to be at, and on and on and on. So what is going on here? This whole entire thing is very strange. But now, to wrap this all up, after the game, the president posted this on his social media accounts, just like we drew it up, Chiefs. What is going on? As you can see right there on his Instagram account, there's the photo. I'm sure that there's some coincidence. I'm sure it's just somebody, posted mistakenly on the account, but what is going on? Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like the build up to this and the way that things played out, this entire thing was very weird to me. And once again, it all takes place in a place called Sin City. There is something far deeper at play here. I mean, look what's going on and where it's taking place. And in front of the amount of people watching, it's very strange. But I want to hear from all of you in the comments section what you think about tonight's game. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Did you catch references? Do you think that this is nothing more than a coincidence? Again, I love hearing your feedback. As always, like, save, share this video with everyone that you know.
I don't think it was a coincidence. Now, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I'm glad I didn't watch the Super Bowl. The reason I didn't watch the Super Bowl because I already knew the outcome, because I had been consuming this information well before the Super Bowl. So I already knew that the Chiefs was going to win. It was no point in me watching. What was I going to spend 3 to 4 hours of my life sitting there watching a game that I already know the outcome to? I should have betted on it. I'm not a betting man. I'm not a gambling man, but I should have put some money on this one. I could have made out big. Next year. Anyway, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See you.